Hey, Phil here at NAMM 2016 with Chris from Numark. Hello, Chris.
Hey, Phil.
So we're going to talk now about DJ solutions that don't require you to have a laptop plugged into them.
Correct.
An awful lot of DJs want this stuff.
Yes.
There's an awful lot of very clever solutions around here.
Yes, there are.
With a lot of money attached to buying them,
Yes, there
with
is.
big screens that do all the stuff that, you know, a scratch DJ or a mixing DJ is going to want. But at the other end of the market, or in another part of the market, are your mobile guys, are you guys who've always mixed from hard disk.
Right.
You guys who are using Numark gear from 10, 15 years ago
exactly.
to do that.
Yes.
And that's what this is. It's a new version of that idea.
Yeah, it's a new version of that idea. It's a very affordable version of that idea as well.
So tell us about it.
So this is the CD Mix USB. And so this allows for, if you still have CDs, you can use them inside this, but it also allows you to use your thumb drive. So if you've taken your music from iTunes, or you've taken your music, whatever it might be on your computer, put it on that drive, put it inside some folders on there, you know where your rock music is and your dance music is, or by artist and whatnot. You can then go inside the CD Mix USB, navigate your files, find the song you want to play, put it on the deck, and play it. You don't need a computer, you just need those files. And for a wedding guy, I mean, if you're doing, for instance, you're doing a reception at a wedding, or you're even ceremony, the wedding ceremony at a wedding, you only need a few dozen songs for that anyway. You know, I don't want to be sticking CDs in there and worrying about, you know, in and out, sun and all the rest of that fun stuff. I just want us to have everything sitting there on a single drive and go boom, 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 boom. I got my music played in order. This is the absolute perfect mobile DJ device if you're using thumb drives, because it really allows for it's small, it's compact, it has a very powerful player unit inside it. The player unit allows you to do effects, it allows you to do some looping and scratching and whatnot if you want to do any of that. And it gives you all your basic functionality of playback and whatnot. The mixer section also, I mean, the mixer section, it has the two different players in it, but it also allows for auxiliary input over here, so I can plug an iPod or whatever I want to plug into it. I have two mic inputs on it, so I have a mic here that switches between mic and line over here. Of course, I have my master output, and I have my ability to monitor what's going on over here with two sets of headphone outputs as well. On the back of the unit, we have a USB port for plugging in your hard drive, as well as, of course, the one on the top. So we have two of those. They're accessible from both sides. We have our balanced outputs right here. These are our balanced microphone inputs, one being a combo jack. And here's the auxiliary input right here, and then the unbalanced output right there. And of course, for Europe, sometimes you have some different voltages you're dealing with. Well, it's an automatic switching power supply as well inside the unit. So we've solved a lot of the little problems. We first introduced the CD Mix, what, 15, 16, 17 years ago now, the very first one. And it's continued to be a very, very successful product for Numark, just because it just kind of, it's a utility. It does what it needs to do for the mobile DJ. It's exactly what it needs to be.
And a lot of people are seriously not looking for anything more, and that's catering for them.
Right.
But now this is what I wanted to highlight in this little video. Let's look at something for the people who are looking for something a little bit more, but who aren't dropping 1,000 or something on something really big, and something that's maybe too much for their level of DJing and for where they're at with their DJing.
Well, for a little bit more money, you can get the Mixdeck Express. And the Mixdeck Express, in addition to having those playback controls that you have from USB, and from CD, from the slot load drives in the front here, it's also a full-fledged controller as well. You know, with simple playback control, with the looping on it, with the ability again to do a little bit of effects and whatnot on it. You have your pitch range on it, and multiple microphones as well. And what you're seeing right now is actually you're seeing our Numark dashboard as well. Might as well show that off at the same time. I've been able, I can go and I can find a song and I can load it up on the deck, and now I can see, the waveform and whatnot on the screen for what I'm trying to play. So the Mixdeck Express, replaceable crossfader, your 3 channels of control with up faders on it, multiple microphones. On the back of it, you probably won't pull it around right now, but it has balanced outputs on it. It has a USB connection for your computer. If you want to use it as a software controller, you can do that. If you don't have to. But I know a lot of guys that are looking for a solution that they can take. So you can do the ceremony with this, then you can take it inside the hall and actually do the gig with it and use the computer for the gig or whatever. You have the ability to have a lot of flexibility now in what you're doing.
So what we're looking at here basically is kind of like what we just looked at with the CD Mix USB, but if you want to then take that a stage further, plug it into your computer, do things like adding the screens, which are only going to work if you have software and a computer plugged in anyway. So there's a bit more flexibility here. So really what we've just looked at is 2 steps towards the kind of big all singing, all dancing, no laptop required controllers.
And this is only $499. I mean, when you think about what the solutions that are out there right now, most of them are over $1,000 for a standalone system. This is only $499. It gives you standalone capability as well. The big difference oftentimes being is that on some of the other standalone systems, maybe a bigger screens or whatnot, but you don't need that. You don't necessarily have to have all that. CD players for years and years had nothing more than the screen on it. Nothing's changed.
So there you go, guys. If you are, intrigued by all this no laptop required stuff, there's a couple of solutions here on the Numark stand that aren't going to cost you your car and that'll let you get into it and experiment. And especially with this solution, if you do want to use your laptop, you've got the chance of adding on at any point with Serato. Awesome. Thank you very much, Chris.
Thank you, Bill.
NAMM 2016 with Chris from Numark.